Tensions rise within the Casillas Dynasty after Ismail learns that Laura is betraying him with Chakota. This all comes about thanks to Granados, who is now the security man in charge of protecting Laura. He observes Laura with Chakota as they leave the hotel. He quickly tips off the corner, and the skinny man passes him directly to Ismail, to whom he recounts absolutely everything. Although Ismail is furious, this doesn't rule out the possibility that Laura is betraying him with Chakota, not only romantically, but perhaps is selling him information. Ismail even begins to suspect that the attack Chakota carried out on them at the hotel might have been because Laura willingly gave him the coordinates. From then on, Ismail Casillas assigns several of his men to keep a close watch on Laura in order to locate her from Chakota, and in this way be able to capture him. Ismail will resume his negotiations with General Cifuentes. The general will demand that he must release his son before he releases Totar, but Ismail tells him that now he will set the conditions, and that first he must release his mother, otherwise his son will pay the consequences. The general will have no other choice, and he himself will go to the penitentiary and release Totar. Once he releases her, he will tip off Ismail, and Ismail assures that until she is at home with him, he will not release his son. Once Totar arrives with Ismail, Ismail will now not be willing to release Asker, the general's son. For this reason, Ismail will again call the general, and he demands that he must also release all his men, Leo Istris, the scrap dealer, and Memo, something with which the general will initially disagree. Then the general receives a call from the president because she has found out about the photograph that implicates him in the drug trade. Once the general appears before the president, she shows him the photo. The general tries to deflect blame by saying that on the occasion of the photo, he was mediating between the Casillas and Mayoral families. But obviously, the president doesn't believe a word of it. She tells him that in a few hours he will be relieved of his position as security advisor. After this, the Hook, upon learning that the general no longer has any power, will try to corner him, since if he is arrested, he will be taken down with him too. Now, with all this, the general is more cornered than ever. On one hand, he no longer has any power to pressure Ismail, and he still has his son in his custody. So, at this point, he will have to give in to Ismail's demands, that is, releasing all his men, but the general will also reprimand Ismail for sending that photograph to the Secretary of Public Security and tells him that he has violated the agreement they had. Ismail clarifies that one way or another he had to pay for putting his mother in jail. So, Ismail will give the general 24 hours to release all his men.